This is my predicted Chelsea 11 to face Servette in the UEFA Conference League qualifier. Chelsea kick off their UEFA Conference League campaign with a qualifying game against Servette at Stamford Bridge tomorrow, which is a game we really should be winning. Now, I have double checked the injury list just to make sure we are up to date, and I have double checked the squads submitted for the Conference League, as you have an A side and a B side, because I believe Chelsea will rotate their squad the most in this competition. So let's get into this predicted 11. Starting off in goal, and I have chosen Jorgensen. I think it will be Jorgensen's first competitive game for Chelsea. Sanchez will more than likely be on the bench. Now, we know that Enzo Maresca wants to use Sanchez as the number one, and we all want Jorgensen to push Sanchez out of that spot. So I'm hoping he performs well against Servette, keeps a clean sheet, distributes the ball well, and shows Enzo why he should be number one. Moving on to left centre-back, and I have chosen Badiashile. Now, I have publicly said many times I am not Badiashile's biggest fan. However, I think squad rotation will be a big part of the Conference League campaign, and I feel like Badiashile will get some minutes against Servette. Moving on to that central centre-back, and I have chosen Axel Disasi. We are yet to see Disasi play under Enzo Maresca because he has been recovering from a hernia surgery he had during the off-season. He has been added to the squad versus Servette, and I feel, like I said, with the Conference League and us rotating our players, Disasi could get some minutes. Moving on to right centre-back, and I have chosen Malo Gusto, purely because we have no other options at right-back. When we're defending, Gusto will be comfortable at that right-back position. Reece James is currently injured and banned from Premier League games, so I think he would have played in the Conference League if he was fit. But also, when we're inverting from the right hand side, Gusto is more than capable, and if we choose to invert from the left hand side, Gusto will tuck in as that right centre back, as I feel he will do against Servette. Moving on to the left side of that double pivot, and I've chosen Viega. I feel like this will be Viega's chance to really prove what he can do over a full 90 minutes. I think Cucurella will be rested after playing against Man City. We did see Viega come on against City and he looked very solid, but I feel like we're going to make sure that Cucurella's injury is nothing major, make sure he's fully recovered for the Premier League, and Viega will get the game against Servette. Moving on to that right-hand side of the double pivot, and I've chosen Moises Caicedo. Now, I am a big advocate for Romeo Lavia, and he should be the first name on the team sheet. However, we are still managing his minutes. He played just over an hour against City, and we were a bit baffled as to why he came off, but we are still managing that minutes to make sure he doesn't get injured. Now, I think that Moises Caicedo will start and play against Servette so he can build his minutes up, as he only had a limited pre-season. Moving on to the left wing position, and I've chosen Mykhailo Mudryk. Now, I personally feel like Mudryk can use the Conference League to build his confidence and showcase his talents to really put pressure on that number one spot at left wing. If he performs well throughout this competition, that puts pressure on Enzo Maresca to give Mudryk time in the Premier League and the other competitions, but it is down to Mudryk to really perform. Also, with the introduction of Pedro Neto, I feel like we're going to manage his minutes for the next few games just till he's fully integrated with Enzo Maresca's system and the team, and with Raheem Sterling and the things going on behind the scenes, it doesn't look like he's going to play anytime soon. Moving on to the left-hand side of those advanced 8 positions, I have chosen KDH. Again, I feel the Conference League can be a place where KDH can build his minutes, build his confidence, and showcase his talents in this competition to really put pressure on that attacking front 5 when it comes to the Premier League. Moving on to the right-hand side of those advanced 8 positions, I have chosen Carney Chukwuemeka. This guy is a very talented footballer who has been told he's going to get limited minutes. And I feel like the Conference League is a competition where he can showcase his talents and prove to Enzo Maresca he deserves to be pushing for them first team spots. Moving on to that right wing position, and I've chosen Noni Madueke. I was very surprised that Madueke was not used at all against Manchester City. This guy's had a great pre-season, scoring and assisting in back-to-back games come to the end of the USA Tour, and he just needs to play. He is a confidence player, he's very direct, and the Chelsea fans love Noni Madueke. I know that we have to accommodate Cole Palmer as well, and he's fighting for that right wing spot if Maresca plays Palmer on that right wing rather than somewhere more central. But I feel like the Conference League is a competition that Noni Madueke can really shine in and always be knocking on the door of Maresca and saying, I want that right wing position. And that leaves the number 9 position, and I have chosen Marc Guiu to lead the line for Chelsea against Servette at Stamford Bridge tomorrow night. I personally feel like the Conference League is a perfect competition for Marc Guiu, someone who's young, talented and raw. It's a chance for him to showcase his talents, get a good run of minutes under his belt and build some confidence. If he can string a few goals together in this competition, he will be hunting down Jackson for his spot in the first team. So that is my predicted Chelsea 11 to face Servette tomorrow night at Stamford Bridge in the UEFA Conference League qualifying game. Now, I know there's no Cole Palmer, there's no Cucurella, there's no Lavia. There's a lot of big names that aren't in there. We have 5 games in 2 weeks. This is the second. We have 3 left in like a week and a half. I genuinely believe that Chelsea will look to rotate as many players as they can within these competitions, with these games coming thick and fast throughout the entire season. But that's just my opinion. I want to know what you guys think. Do you guys agree with my predicted lineup? If not, who would you have play instead? Let me know in the comments. I love having a conversation with you guys. I will actually be going to the games. There will be no live watch along, unfortunately. I might do a little live in and around the ground before the game. I'm actually going with another Chelsea creator called Talking of Chelsea. So if you do not follow him, make sure you check him out. He makes some great content. And if you are new around here, make sure you hit that follow button.